Welcome back, viewers at home, now to share more about JoziKids, discussing their offerings, as well as revealing some exciting holiday activities in Gauteng that your little ones will certainly love. I am joined by the director and owner of JoziKids, Mali. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Mali, unfortunately, I believe your mic is currently muted, but we definitely welcome you to the show. And to begin our conversation, I'd like to just find out from you if you can share with us some insights into JoziKids and how it actually supports families. Mali, can you still hear us? Can you kindly unmute your current device that you're using to connect with us? Because unfortunately, we cannot hear
There we
you.
go.
Oh,
There
yes.
we go.
Wonderful,
Okay.
wonderful. Thank you once again for joining us. And to begin our conversation tonight, can you share a bit on JoziKids and tell us a bit on how it actually supports families?
So Josie Kids is a very in-depth resource for parents who need help finding anything they need for their kids in the Gauteng region. Anything, whether it's a place to go during over the weekend with your family, whether it's a school and you're looking for a mainstream school or an alternative school or a remedial school, whether it's an extramural and you're looking for coding classes or robotics or an art class or a hockey club or a soccer club. Basically, it's an extraordinary resource for parents. It's been around for 17 years, and there's nothing like it in the country for any other region of the country. But it really is, parents who discover JoziKids know exactly what I'm talking about. And there you see it in front of you. And all those headings at the top where it says calendars, services, those are things you click on and it shows you long lists of things. You can filter by area. So if you live in, so can you see extramurals, parties, places to go, products and services? So if you're looking for an extramural or a place to go, you'll click on places to go and it'll open up a list of places to go with animals, places to go that are action oriented, places to go that are playgrounds, indoor playgrounds, outdoor playgrounds. I mean, I can go on and on and on. There is so much there. If you're looking for a party venue, if you're looking for a holiday club, and at the moment we have a very detailed holiday club for the holiday calendar for the June, July holidays. So if you're looking for a show or you're looking for an extramural or you're looking for a sports club that's running programs during the holidays, you go to the holiday club.
This is quite lovely, and seeing that JoziKids is one of a kind. Can you tell us a bit more in regards to what really motivated the launch of JoziKids?
So I had been living away from South Africa. In fact, in Germany, I'm married to a German husband, and I had a little son of he at the time he was 1 years old, and I was scared to come back to Johannesburg. I was worried about crime. I was worried about moving from this sort of oasis filled with playgrounds and things for kids to do to Johannesburg. That's where I was moving to. And when I arrived in Johannesburg, I started to look for wonderful places to go and resources and things to do. And it just, my need to find safe and wonderful things to do was the beginning of JoziKids, because I started to find lots of places. And they really, I mean, Johannesburg is a very child friendly place if you know where to go. Um, and I started to find places. My friends started to ask. I became a resource, and that led to the creation of JoziKids. So it was my little son at the time. I then had a daughter too, and um, that's how it was born. It was born to help me feel safe in Johannesburg, to find safe, wonderful things to do, and it just grew and grew and grew.
How amazing. And I think This is something that I'm sure all parents are like, where has this been all our lives? Because we've been struggling to, keeping the kids, busy and occupied in that sense. But from your experience, Mali, and, beyond your experience as the owner of JoziKids, but also as a parent at that, could you share some popular ways children in Gauteng like to spend their holidays?
Well, so it depends a little bit on the parent's budget. But what we have found is that because the weather is a little bit unpredictable, it's too hot or it's too cold or it's rainy or it's that people tend to do things indoors, especially now. And there are so many wonderful action oriented things. Right now, during the holidays, a lot of shopping malls are offering free activities for children. So there's at the moment that I can just rattle off a whole lot of malls, and you will find them on JoziKids. If you click on calendars, if you see at the top it says calendars, and you go to holiday calendars, you'll find an incredible resource. There's a section called shopping malls, and you'll see that there's something happening at Cresta. Cresta has a lot going on at Cradlestone, at Santon, there are a whole lot of shopping malls. And then there are a whole lot of indoor action places which people may have heard about. So Bounce is quite a popular one, and it's been around for a long time. It's a trampoline park, but there's a new one called Total Ninja where your child can be a ninja for a day, and it's different. It's more like obstacle courses, and most of these places cater for ages ranging from about 3 up to 18, 19 adults even, so it's not only for children. um, there's also a place called Acro Branch, which is extremely popular. I don't know if you've heard of Acro Branch. It's like a huge jungle gym in the trees. It's an outdoor activity. It's absolutely fabulous. They have all sorts of obstacles that are built for children to climb and walk between the trees. And if you're small, they put you in a harness so that you're safe. And if you're small and young, then you work at the lower level. And if you're older and you want to be more adventurous and pretend to be Tarzan, you move up. And you can go on foofy slides and you can climb ladders, and it's amazing. That's Acro Branch. Um, I mean, once again, there is so much. It's very hard for me to identify one type of activity because there's so much, and most of the stuff on JoziKids that I'm telling you about now is very, very popular. They also, for little kids, there are indoor playgrounds that do role playing where they can pretend to be a fireman or a doctor or a shopkeeper and they create scenarios so the kids can be in a shop and pretend to be selling things, or they can be in the hospital and pretend to be a doctor. So that's quite a popular thing at the moment. Indoor playgrounds that offer role playing situations for little children. And for even littler children, there are just indoor playgrounds with wonderful trampoline slides, ball ponds, just you name it, it's out there. But of course, budget is often an issue for parents. So at the moment, my advice to parents who are really concerned about spending too much is look at the shopping malls because that's free. And they have like craft activities. There's one where you'll meet the Smurfs, your child will meet the Smurfs, and there's a whole underground. So this is at Cresta, actually. It's an underwater theme where they can go and they can color in and draw and make things. They'll meet the Smurfs. And then there are other things at other places. I think Santon is doing a building Lego program. I just don't remember every single one of them, but there's something at quite a lot of malls. So have a look at the malls. I think Exclusive Books is also offering storytelling, and I think they're very nice shows on at the moment. I don't remember the exact, but just have a look at the calendar and you'll find the specifics.
I love how you
Um,
mentioned these very outdoorsy activities, because most times we find that the little ones are so taken by these devices, if not the TV shows themselves. And I think this brings me to ask you my other question, to say, are children's preferences evolving, specifically when we look at this, us being in the digital world, and if they are evolving, in what way are they evolving?
So there's definitely a lot of, so the first thing is that I think what's happening is that there is an acknowledgement in the whole educational field and by parents.
Mm,
The children need time away from devices
mm,
more so than they realized, and that it's actually for their children to maintain a good mental health and for them to grow up in a balanced way, that they absolutely have to create spaces for their children to play. So, playgrounds, outdoor activities, places where kids can be creative, run, jump, do all those things become more important for you to take your child to, because they're sitting for too long. This very, very um, passive behavior that children are children in the past weren't so passive, but because people are using devices as a babysitter, as a way to keep their children busy, because their kids can sit for hours and hours, it's extremely unhealthy for their children. So that's the one side of it, that it's becoming even more important to consciously make an effort to take your child out to run and move and jump, and that's why places, these activity places like Bounce and Total Ninja, and there's another new park in Cresta called Be Up, and there are also go-karting places, lots of go-karting places. All of those places are about moving, you know. um, but then we also have, increasingly, we have fantastic coding and places that teach your children about the digital world and how to use it. Um, and those are, we have more and more of those on JoziKids, and many of them run holiday programs to introduce your child to different ideas and concepts, but also to teach your child balance, so that they understand that they can't sit in front of these devices all the time, but they also need to know how to use them. And lately, in the last few months, we've had several companies that teach children about how to use AI come onto JoziKids, and that is becoming also crucial. And I think parents need to do those courses too, not just children, so that we can understand what's happening to this world and how to actually use it in a healthy way, and not let it take us, that we don't get sucked into it without consciously making choices. So I think it's about helping children to understand they have a choice, and that they actually need to move and they need to learn. And those two things somehow need to be in balance with each other. Does that answer your question?
It certainly does. It certainly does, Millie. But also, another thing that I want to just find out from you is, what methods do you use to keep Josie Kids current with the newest happenings for families? Is it through the use of, getting suggestions from families, or there is a community of your own that actually helps you get the feedback in, staying relevant and staying current?
So we are a community. When we started 17 years ago, and before COVID hit us like it hit everybody, we had, 1,700 companies on JoziKids who
Wow.
were all based in Gauteng, and they were all doing stuff for children and parents and families. So we are a community, and that community keeps us completely informed, updated. They tell us when they want to tell the world about what they're doing. People come to us because they know about us. Um, and so we generate more events and ideas and things to do with children, and not just children though, it's also for teenagers. We have schools for, it goes all the way up to matric. So also teenagers, and that's also a difficult area. But so we generate content in a way that no one else does, and we have content that no one else has, because we have such a huge community. It was knocked by COVID, because a lot of those people went out of business during COVID. But now we're picking up again, and we can see lots of little businesses coming back. So we don't just have the Monte casinos and the big companies. We have little companies, people who run art classes, who organize coding classes, who give extra lessons in maths and science, who help children who can't read to read, who do storytelling. So it's lots of different little companies, and they're all coming back again. I mean, this has been a very, very good year. We're seeing lots of companies coming alive again after this terrible, terrible COVID.
And we really love seeing it because we all understand the implications and the effects of COVID-19, and for companies to be coming back, especially companies that are just really feeding into the development of the future, in this instance the kids, is something that we all should support and we all should actually be excited for. But speaking on exciting things, as we wrap up our conversation, Mali, what exciting developments or goals do you have for JoziKids moving forward?
I mean, I just wanted to I want JoziKids to stay in touch with what's really happening for families, as it always has been able to do, and never lose touch with the people that use it. And that people who use it communicate with us and tell us. So we have a review section where people tell us what they think of the services they find on our website, so that people communicate with us. That companies who are looking for a platform to advertise what they do for children and families come to us. It's very, very easy to advertise on JoziKids, and it's not at all expensive. You can subscribe and you can use all our resources, and it's incredible. So, my hope is that we stay in touch with people, that we don't ever we're always about the people that use us. And we reflect their needs, their interests. We give them what they need. We help them to find what they need if we don't have it. And I just want that to grow, and never really, we mustn't lose touch with them. That's my wish for the future. And as the world changes, we'll help parents. They can use us and hold our hand, and we help them understand AI, understand all the new theories about children and the brain, and because we also have a blog and we publish articles. So we are a community. And we welcome parents from every walk of life, from every culture, from every religion. It is a place where people share and help each other, and that's what we hope will continue in the years to come.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Mali, for this amazing conversation and insight into what JoziKids is offering the kids, and not only just the kids, but also the parents. Because I think the best way for a parent to actually learn and understand the world of technology, especially if there are people who say they were born before technology, is the best time to sort of, break into that world with your young one alongside you. And I'm just loving how, JoziKids is offering from all different, activities, all age groups, and all people from different backgrounds. And we certainly wish that parents will literally reach out to your websites and see how, JoziKids can be a solution to their current issue or dilemma of keeping their kids entertained. But thank you so much, Mali, for joining us tonight.
It's a pleasure. And if anyone has any questions, just click on contact and ask us. We're there for you.
Lovely. Viewers at home, you heard it from the owner and director of JoziKids, saying that if you have any questions or further inquiries, make sure you do make use of the contact button and ask them all your questions and concerns, and hopefully they will be able to sort you out. But for now, let's head over to a net break. We'll see you just after this.